After picking up Jordan Clarkson, the New York Knicks just picked up one of the most versatile, underrated fours in the league and could be poised to make a true run at the finals. Hit that motherfucking rock. Before we get started, make sure to hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the dark notification bell to get each and every notification for each and every video I put out. This is your boy G Legion Knicks. Let's get it. So the New York Knicks, after picking up Jordan Clarkson, just signed Guerschon Yabusele from France. Guy who just had a solid season for the Philadelphia 76ers, got drafted all the way back in 2017, was one of the more hyped up prospects, at least internationally. Back in the 2016 draft, this guy went to the Celtics, just did not get the playing time development, played there for 2 years. Felt like everything was crashing, went back home, went to go play not just in China, but as well as the Euro League. This is a guy who's persevered, stated that, people asking about his energy and where he gets it from, and just always points back to the perseverance that he had to develop, being a guy who had to find it on his own, had to get it out of the mud. Well, I guess I don't know what the hell France you call that. But anyway, this guy, Guerschon Yabusele, 2 years, $12 million deal for the Knicks. The Knicks, they can find a way to get him to sign just slightly below that mid-level exception. They could get him, they could be under the second apron, at least have. Let me take that back. They could have signed another veteran at $3.5 million and still be under that second apron. Won't be stuck in the second apron. So it'll be interesting to see how Brock Aller. There are restrictions as to how you can set up the taxpayer mid-level exception, but let's see if he could take it just a little bit less money and help out the Knicks. But regardless of that, Yabusele is a very solid find for the Knicks. I like this guy's game. Played for 76ers last year, averaged around 11 points a game, averaged 50% from the field, 38% from three, shot 72.5% from the stripe, 5.6 total rebounds, had around like 2.1 contested rebounds, which is decent, 2.1 assists, 0.8 steals, 0.3 blocks, just a solid offensive wing. Everything that we've been crying about, hoping about, that we can see from a pressure true in terms of finishing at the rim. I think this guy, I want to say he finished around 71% from the rim. He did rank in the 65th percentile regarding that. Just everything you want from a versatile big coming off the bench. This guy played at the 5 last year with the Nuggets, with the 76ers. Now, granted, he struggled defensively at times, getting beaten by guys like Jokic. He got hurt against guys like Kristaps Porzingis. He even struggled against Jared Allen. Domantas Sabonis cooked him for 57% from the field. Didn't play many minutes, but guys like Okongwu shot 2 for 3 against him. Like I said, Jared Allen 4 for 7 against him. Nikola Jokic 10 for 16 against him. Kristaps Porzingis 3 for 5 against him. Victor Wembanyama 5 for 8 against him. So he's a guy who could fit in, at least offensively, at that 5 position when you want to play small. I think defensively he does get hurt a little bit, but the things about him is that, one, he hustle hard. He's a ball. You watch him out there when he had the 28 points against the Nuggets. You just seen him make all type of plays, pushing the fast break transitions. He's excellent in transition. I believe he ranked in a 90. I want to say in the 98th percentile, something stupid for fast breaks in the league. Last year he was good for, why can't I find my damn stats? Your man on the fast breaks was an absolute beast. He ranked in the 96th percentile, averaged 1.49 points per possession. He'll push the tempo. He can finish at the rim. He can move well off the ball. He could hit the 3. Now last year he shot 38% from 3, 39% on all catch and shoots. Yeah, he went a little bit higher for catch and shoots, but shot around 39%. Now, oddly enough, when you look at where he does best on the court in terms of shooting threes, it's from the wings. He's not a great corner three-point shooter, shot around 35% from the corner threes, but from the wings, I believe from the right side, or from the left wing, he shot around 47%. I believe from the right side, he shot around 43%. The Knicks actually just above the league average, shooting 37%, I believe, from the left side, left wing, and then 38% from the right wing, which is right above the league average, around 35% for both those spots. Yabusele would bowl really well in the offense where you're talking about pick and pops, which typically your bigs or your rollers are going to be around. If you're playing a pick and pop, are going to be around that wing area, sometimes top of the key. We also have some pick and roll. Some horns action with everybody runs it. Tibbs ran it. Celtics, everybody runs it. So even if Mike Brown comes, he's probably going to run a little bit of that as well too. Given that Mike Brown has seemed to be the favorite to be the next coach of the New York Knicks. But everything about Yabusele you love, man. The refinement, the toughness coming out from playing overseas, but just everything about his game. He could play some connector. He moves the ball relatively well. Just a smart, heady player on offense. You would love to have a defensive coach here to kind of help him bridge that gap defensively. But with Mike Brown, who to me I think is a little overrated as a defensive coach, given the fact that he had LeBron James in his best years, and then with the Kings, he never had a real legitimate top even 15 or just even a decent enough defense to complement their high octane offense. You would like to have those defensive coaches here to get him up to at least bridge the gap. But everything about Yabusele you love. Everything that we've been looking for in a 4. Obi Toppin. Can you play Obi Toppin and play small and rebound doing stuff? Now, granted, Yabusele is not the greatest of defenders, but he's a guy who can rebound. He plays tough. He knows how to make the proper pass. He can shoot the ball well, doesn't need the ball to be in his hands. Something that we always hope for, looking at guys like Obi Toppin, who could come in and complement Randall and play so he can play some small ball. Now, Yabusele would be interesting to see how they pair him up. Is it going to be that he plays staggered situations with Cat late? Maybe he's not in a game late overall. You might want more of a defensive big to be in those lineups. But just to even have that guy in there when Cat has to sit and have a big who can score, and not to say run the offense through him, but when you talk about Mike Brown coming here, you're going to have split actions. You're going to have a lot of Princeton offense concepts. You're going to have a lot of pinch action as well, too. This is a guy who can also post up relatively well. So you could play him in so many spots. He's so multifaceted, so versatile. Granted, he did play a lot of minutes last year for the 76ers, given the fact that Embiid and so many players were out, key players were out, but just goes to show you that he can fit in so many spots on the floor. I think even if you pare down his minutes and his usage, he can still be highly effective in the spots next year. Another thing, too, with him is that when we talk about the bigs we had, guys like Pressure Chua, even guys like Mitchell Robinson, when you're playing these bigs alongside Cat, one of the reasons why you had Josh, Josh's not a great shooter himself, too, is that you try to have a little bit of spacing, right? And we struggle many times having a big who could complement Cat and offensively, even though defensively is also a big issue too. So Yabusele he's probably going to struggle many times. So you probably have lineups more where you have Macabres, OG and Anunoby to do more of the defensive carrying if you have Yabusele and Cat in there. But just having another big out there who could play off of Cat, Brunson, JB, have Yabusele somewhere on the wings, maybe in the corner. I know it's not his greatest spots, but have Brunson and Cat run those pick and rolls, get that chemistry going, use both their gravities to draw the defenses in, and have Yabusele to either hit the shot or attack the closeouts with his drives. Man, Yabusele, that is such an underrated pick. Now, someone put out a tweet, and I apologize. I don't know if it was a Strickland or I'm not sure who it was, so I apologize. I'm not trying to steal your work, but somebody put out how the New York Knicks were able to sign Yabusele and your man Jordan Clarkson for around $9 million, while Sam Morrell was going for like $8-9 million, which is crazy. So in Brock Aller, we trust. Brock Aller leaves his team, we're screwed. Brock Aller's gonna find a way to get us under that second cap. I know it. I can just feel it in my heart. That's my son. Brock Aller's my son. That's my guy. But honestly, Yabusele, really good pick for the Knicks. Be interested to see which coach comes here. It looks like Mike Brown's going to be the one. It seems like he's garnering a lot of favor within the Knicks brass. So let's see how things shake out. But Yabusele, another good signing for the Knicks. Very versatile, offensive player. Something we've been looking for. Obi wasn't able to do it. Pressure True wasn't able to do it. And I think they also allow a little bit of time for guys like Huck Purdy to come along. Huck Purdy, too, is a really good passer. He's not the squad that Yabusele is, but he can play defensively. I'm really interested to see how those two play. I know, look, Yabusele's up there in age. He's around 30 years old. He's a little bit older. He's still active. I think he's going to be good for at least this year. He has an option for the next year. Player option, by the way. So if he outperforms, then he's probably going and finds himself. But the Knicks at least rent him for 1 year for the championship run. But I'm interested to see how he plays with guys like Huck Purdy, even some of the younger players, guys like Cole, who would definitely use the screen assist, who definitely use a big out there doing a lot of dirty work on the offensive end on the boards. It'll be interesting to see how he works with some of these younger players, because I think with Mike Brown, he's going to be tasked with finding value out of not just the bench but his young players. So you're going to have a lot of mix and match with these lineups. But Yabusele, man, I'm interested to see how he's utilized, especially in an offense that has a lot more off-ball movement. How does he move? How does he play with those second units? It's all about spelling Brunson as well too, right? And obviously he's not gonna play a point guard, but a guy can play the 5, play the 4, you can play small with him. You can maybe you can have some other guys. He's solid in the pick and roll. I think he ranked at a 57, 58% percentile in the pick and roll. He's decent, solid in the pick and roll. But having guys like Mikal Bridges, who you saw fourth quarter last year, you see him operate with the ball more in his hands. Can he operate with a guy like Yabusele in a lineup offensively? It'll be interesting to see. But again, Yabusele! That's his celebration, man. I can't wait to see that in the Garden. He's gonna be a fan favorite. I can feel it in the air. I thought DiVincenzo, my done life, my son, he's gonna be a fan favorite. He was. iHeart, he's gonna be a fan favorite. He was. That's two white guys, man. Yabusele is French, black French. But yeah, Yabusele, good signing, good on the Knicks. Let's see the Knicks hire for a coach. But good job, Leon Brock Aller. Squad up. Hit them likes, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on Yabusele. How do you like this fit with the Knicks? Talk to me. Are the Knicks on the right path? I think they're right. I think that bench is starting to crystallize. You need one more good sign. It's DeAnthony Melton. I know he's coming off the ACL, but you like the three-point shooting, like the defense. I think the Knicks need a guard who could give you some scoring, either catch and shoots, and then maybe some defense. I still like my son Trey, man. I know he just got rejected by the Hornets, $6.7 million decline on the option for my son Trey, man. He's been hurt. I'm just not sure they go that route. I'm not sure they do trust him, even though he's shown offensively he could flash for you. But I think the Knicks do go defensive for the next position, given the fact that Jordan Clarkson, Yabusele are a little bit on the weaker side defensively. Jordan Clarkson a lot on the weaker side defensively, but you get the energy, you get the hustle. But again, good sign by the Knicks. I've been blabbering way too long. Let me know your thoughts about Yabusele. It's your boy Gmo Legion Knicks. I appreciate you guys. Peace, God bless. I'll catch you guys on the next one.